right now.
Yes, sir.
Can you let him pass?
I cannot, unfortunately.
I don't want to do it. You're under arrest for operating a vehicle under the influence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say cannot be against you in court.
Whenever people let their greed get the best of them, they tend to become corrupt. This corruption usually affects people in higher positions of power, which means it can have direct consequences on the people they're in charge of. This is what happens when corrupt people are caught in the act.
Really?
License in the back.
Yeah.
It's not every day you hear an officer say, "Really?" when they walk up to somebody at a traffic stop. In this situation, however, the officer had good reason. The person he just pulled over is his boss, Police Chief Michael Yarbrough.
Hello?
Guess who I just pulled over?
Who?
Yarbrough.
Really?
Yeah, the chief deputy driving a Dodge Charger, a souped up Dodge Charger belongs to the sheriff's office. I just clocked this at 96 in a 35.
Which qualifies him as a super speeder under Georgia law. This comes with additional penalties, including an additional $200 being added to the fine. He was also speeding in a police station vehicle, which could have other ramifications.
What was the issue? I mean, why is he speeding?
No reason. He's in an unmarked car. He just got a high horsepower car and decided he wanted to play.
It's your traffic stop. You do what you think you should do. I mean, I'm not telling you one way or the other. You do a 96 and a 35.
Okay. Well, you know I don't care for him, so I'm gonna ride his.
This is a very common issue that arises in police forces whenever the chief is found doing something he isn't supposed to be. In most cases, the officer who discovers it is scared to lose their job and might let the chief off easily. In this situation, however, the officer doesn't like the chief and is happy to write him a ticket. That's better than the alternative. It's always nice to see justice being carried out when it's needed.
Sir, here's your ID back. This is your copy of the citation. If you would sign right here, it's got a court date, time it's a must appear.
Yes, sir.
Please slow down and have a safe day.
Yes, sir.
In the end, the officer did decide to give the chief citation, though it wasn't as harsh as it could have been. That's likely where some of the corruption lies. The citation that the chief was given only states a warning and does not include the $200 super speeder fine. It does at least have a mandatory court date, meaning that most of the case will become public record. In a statement, one Henry County sheriff said, "Chief Deputy Yarbrough reported to me immediately after the traffic stop occurred that he was issued a citation for speeding. Any questions related to the citation itself should be directed to the Henry County Police Department. After reviewing the facts of the incident, I suspended Chief Deputy for 40 hours without pay for the severity of the traffic citation." One spokesperson says that Yarbrough was on duty at the time this happened, but because his lights were off, he didn't get any special treatment. The case is still ongoing, but it's pretty likely that this one is going to be an open and shut traffic indictment.
How we doing, bud? Not too bad. Can I have a seat for me, please?
Yes, sir.
Oh. How you doing?
Pulling me over?
Yeah, pulled right behind you.
Okay.
That's your driver's license?
Yes, sir.
Insurance registration, please?
Yeah, give me a second. There's that.
The man that just handed his license over to the officer is Sam Cramblit, the mayor of Ironton, Ohio. It's a small town of only around 10,000 people, and the officials know each other well. A detail that this corrupt mayor will try and take advantage of.
I can't.
You guys are going all over my car. Is this your vehicle, sir?
Yes.
All right, where are you guys trying to get to?
We're just going in here. I was bringing them here.
I got you. All right, well, the reason I got you stopped for a few reasons. One, when you was coming down the road there, you didn't even stop at the stop sign at that four-way.
Which one?
That's South 4th.
Where? That's Pleasant?
Yeah.
I stopped.
I was coming down South 4th this way and saw you come right through the intersection.
and then you come up here, and your left tail light's busted. You got white light coming the rear.
I knocked that out.
And then when you turn right here on the South 30, you get your signal.
Yeah. No, I knocked that out recently when we went to the beach.
All right, well, back here with me for a minute. All right. How much have you had to drink tonight?
Me? Yeah. I had a couple earlier.
Okay.
But, like, I was just driving them.
All right. Let's walk back here, please.
All right.
At the very least, the man didn't try lying to the officer about how much he's had to drink. That only could have ended poorly for him. Even so, he did admit to drinking, which he should know, as the mayor, is going to result in some legal troubles. Even if he was only driving his friends a short distance, it's entirely against the law. And that's completely separate from all the traffic violations that he apparently committed on the way there.
So, hang on.
All right. What were you, I mean, this is off the record. I'm the mayor here in Ironton. Okay. I was just wondering what you guys were doing in town.
Just enforcing traffic laws.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take a look at your eyes real quick, make sure it drives. Is it okay with you?
Yes.
Right.
I'm not,
Yeah, if you want to go, you're good to go. Close that door for me so the car don't hit it. Stand right there for me. Okay.
It turns out that the officer here seems to be a state trooper, which is a bit strange. Usually, officers stay out of each other's area, but with Ironton being such a small town, it's likely that they borrow traffic officers from the state in order to make sure they're keeping their streets safe. If the mayor himself doesn't know this, it doesn't reflect too kindly on his administrative abilities, unless that arrangement predates him. Even so, he should be aware of it. And, of course, he pulled the all-important "I'm the mayor" card, and had the gall to question what the officer was doing. It's baffling that he couldn't figure that out on his own.
Better yet, stand ahead from my car. That way we're on people's ground. All right, you want contact your eyeglasses? No, that says it's fine. Okay. Are you prescribing medications? All right, do you have any liver drugs? Yes. All right, have you ever recent head injury? No, have you ever been diagnosed with eye disease? Have you had eye surgery in the last year? Stand your feet together on somebody's side.
The audio here goes a bit wonky, but the officer is basically asking him a couple questions about whether or not he's had a head injury, has been diagnosed with any illnesses, anything that could explain his behavior without taking alcohol into account. It's the standard procedure for officers to go over while doing a DUI traffic stop. He then starts to tell him how to do the alcohol field tests.
Hey, show me your hands. Show me your hands. Listen, you have no business being over here walking at me like that.
The officer is preparing to pat the man down for weapons when this woman makes the absolutely insane choice of storming towards an officer with a hand behind her back. Regardless of who you are or what your beliefs surrounding the police are, that is a truly stupid thing to do, and is very likely to get a gun pulled on you, as it could easily seem like you're concealing a weapon of some sort. She should have just waited for the traffic stop to be over.
Okay. Can I help you? No. Stop. You've had way too much to drink. You shouldn't be out here on the road.
Yeah, I think
you shouldn't be out here on the road.
You're making this worse. Don't do that.
Stop, Sam.
Listen, I'm going to have you back across the road, and you're going to stay over there. You understand?
The mayor of our city.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'm going to do my job.
Take me to jail instead of him. Right now.
It doesn't work like that. No one takes place
sir.
to nobody.
Please.
What we're going to do is we're going to walk back across the road, and you're going to stay over there. Let's go.
Please take me to jail instead of him.
Please stop.
Sam,
like,
stop.
No, nobody's in, like,
Take me to jail instead of
Back
him.
across the road.
like nobody's in
Back across
trouble
the road.
or anything.
He's a good mayor. Please take me to jail.
It has nothing to
Please.
do with that. It
I
doesn't
promise
have
you,
anything-
take me to jail
He
instead
pulled
of
me over
him.
because
Would you stop?
I have a light out, okay?
He has a brake light out. I know.
Yeah, it's a
Take me to jail instead of him.
No.
This woman seems to be quite inebriated because she comes up with the brilliant idea of trying to sacrifice herself for him. That is, unfortunately, not how it works at all. The mayor, to his credit, tries to tell her to go away and that it was entirely his fault, but she doesn't seem to want to listen.
What we're going to do is we're going to walk back across the road. And we're going to stay over there. All right. There's no cars coming. Stand over here. Don't go nowhere.
Me?
Yeah.
Hey, please
Can I sit?
Walk. Yeah.
Okay.
take me to jail instead
Walk
of
over
him.
here. Walk over here. Stay over there.
All right.
If you come back out here, you're under arrest.
It's unclear whether or not he was joking, but probably not. It was interference with a traffic stop, but probably in the weirdest way this officer has ever seen.
The bar. We're up here in the parking lot somewhere.
Nope. Oh, I have to get in the back?
Yeah.
Can we just walk over there?
I can't. I gotta have my car.
That's gonna look awful. Like, I
Do you want to go up there or you want to stay here?
arrest.
I didn't say he was under arrest. You want to go up there?
Yeah,
right.
sure.
The mayor seems to absolutely hate the idea of getting in the back of a police car, but the officer actually seems to be doing him a favor. He's taking him to a parking lot somewhere to do the rest of the tests, rather than having to do them directly in front of all of his friends. He absolutely did not have to do that.
All right, it's forward breath test, not in this one court. All right, you don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. If you do want to do it, all I need you to do is take one big deep breath, create a seal through your lips around the straw. Just one continuous blow until I tell you to stop.
If I don't want to do it,
You don't have to. It's optional.
what does that mean? No.
That means that we won't do the forward breath test.
And then what?
I'll go from there, make a decision whether I believe you're impaired or not.
I don't know, I've just always heard things like if doing it or not doing it.
It's your choice. You don't have to do it. It's up to you.
Oh man, like I've always heard about like what to do and what not to do. But I also know how much I weigh, how much I've had today, what I've eaten today. But it's at your discretion at that point.
It's been pretty obvious up until this point that the mayor is inebriated. Even so, he seems to be weighing the decision here pretty heavily and is likely trying to find any way he can to weasel out of it.
It's up to you. You want to do it or not?
Am I allowed to make a phone call?
Not right now.
Why not?
Because I'm still investigating whether you're impaired or not.
I'm not under arrest,
Nope.
so I can make a phone call.
Not right now. Not in the middle of my traffic stop. You want to blow on this?
It's
or
only
not?
just because like I've
just-
got a lot of things running, man.
Well, I get it, but you want to do this?
I feel like if I say no, you're just. I was gonna say, don't do that. I just don't know. I don't want to do it.
Stand right here and face my car. Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for operating a vehicle under the influence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say cannot be against you in court.
Eventually, he made his choice and was arrested. Unfortunately, that arrest doesn't seem to have really gone anywhere. Cramblit pleaded not guilty to the charge in August of 2022, and there isn't much information after that, so subscribe so I can keep you updated on this case. What is interesting though is that as of the time of writing, he is currently running for re-election in the town of Ironton. And now as of the day I'm uploading this video, he managed to win the election, so his drunk driving didn't seem to affect his political career at all.
Big deep breath and blow.
And what is it?
0.156.
That's about twice.
It's about twice. Are we done with this?
The man you see standing here is Fort Wayne Mayor Tom Henry, just a few moments after he blew through a traffic light and hit another car. The driver was okay, but she said that if she hadn't honked her horn and caused Henry to jerk the wheel, it likely would have been a head-on collision. That, of course, could have been very deadly.
Do what you have to do. She said you've been drinking too much. And I said, oh, for God's sake.
A city mayor should be someone people can trust to do the right thing, and drinking and driving is not that. Doing so proves that he has absolutely no care for the safety and well-being of his citizens, because he very well could have killed one of them that night. Being cooperative with the officers in the beginning doesn't mitigate the fact that someone could have died due to his reckless behavior, and he doesn't even stay cooperative for long. He eventually becomes quite angry.
Take her right now.
Okay.
I'm going to shit what it takes.
Okay.
It's in order. All right. Well, I don't know which one it is. That's the auto. That's your health insurance. Hell, I don't know which one it is. I'm the mayor. For God's sake, I'm sure by the city.
Let go of your hands.
You're gonna actually take me in?
We're working through it.
We're waiting to see.
Right now, you're just being detained.
Handcuffs. Put the mayor in the back seat of the handcuffs.
Sir, I'm gonna have you step out.
I won't forget this.
The mayor seems appalled that he's being put in cuffs in the back of a police car. But the fact of the matter is that he not only was drinking and driving, but actually did hit somebody. With the sway that he seems to have over these cops, barking orders and telling them what to do, it's very likely that they might have let him go if he hadn't hurt somebody. But the woman he hit did have to be taken into the hospital to be checked out, and it would have been a breach of their duty as police officers to let someone so inebriated keep driving home.
I just want you to know that we are recording everything, okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
I just cannot believe that you put me in the handcuffs in the mayor of the city. These handcuffs are breaking my wrist.
I'm going to get fired. And so are all of you. So it's been nice working with you. It's been a good 3 years.
I might as well start looking for other departments now.
This is a very human moment shared between the officers. They're just doing their job, trying to make a living like anybody else. And simply because someone in power did something wrong, they're worried about losing their jobs. And it is a strange dynamic. There are very few jobs in the world where you have to reprimand your superior when they're doing something wrong, rather than just going along with the flow. These officers know very well that the mayor has the ability to change anything regarding the police force, and expect him to retaliate when he gets out of this mess. Unfortunately, there is no audio inside of the actual squad car, and it's unclear whether that is always the case or if it was turned off for the mayor only. Either way, we're able to see that he's allowed to make a phone call. This is not common practice. Usually, after being cuffed, the person is searched, has everything taken from them, and is put into the car. The person is usually only allowed to make a call once they reach the station, but evidently the mayor is being given special treatment.
It's not going to happen.
Sir, we have protocols of it.
I don't
Okay,
care.
this is not.
I would not be in the cell.
This is not our decision.
It's the sheriff's.
This is the county's decision.
Then get hold of the sheriff.
I would
Sir,
to do that.
call the sheriff. There's no way I'm going to sit in the cell.
The mayor clearly seems to think that he's better than everybody else and absolutely refuses to stay in the cell for the mandatory holding period. The 6-hour and 40-minute holding period after a DUI, often referred to as the observation period, is a crucial element in the legal process following a driving under the influence incident. During this period, individuals arrested for DUI are required to remain under observation, typically at the police station in a cell, like this scenario. This serves multiple purposes, including monitoring for signs of intoxication, allowing time for the dissipation of alcohol in the bloodstream, and ensuring the safety of the individual and others on the road. Think of it sort of like a detox period.
What's my next election?
You never know, sir.
I'm sorry?
You never know. People are bound to forgive.
Even after he just hit somebody in a collision, all this mayor cares about are the optics. He's worried that he's not going to win the next election when, for all he knows, the woman that he hit could be in critical condition. It's a disgusting mindset for someone to have when they're in charge of the lives of so many people. Mayor Tom Henry was eventually sentenced to a suspended jail term of 365 days and was barred from driving for 65 days. He is not allowed to have any alcoholic beverages during that period and must submit to random drug and alcohol testing when called. He was also ordered to pay the city $2,776.04 in restitution, along with a further $390.90 to the other driver involved in the crash. For someone like him, it seems like he got off scot-free. Unfortunately, that seems to be a pattern similar to this next case.
Yeah. I know who you are, Mr. Mayor. Hello, sir.
Mayor Brandon Whipple, the man so elegantly smoking a full cigar at this confrontation. This is a rare case of not being a normal traffic stop. The man didn't commit any traffic violations, and instead is being questioned about dumping trash for free at a local neighborhood cleanup. This cleanup was for people who normally couldn't afford to dump large trash, stuff like tires and the like that cost money for the city to transport. Very specifically, the cleanup was for people who made below $88,000 per year, according to the city's website. According to that same website, the mayor makes well above $100,000.
Hey, Bob. Yeah. Hey, I'm getting screamed at by one of your cops. Who's the chief now?
Who's the chief?
Yeah, Lynn's still the chief? Yeah. I got a guy who doesn't know who I am, and he's just screaming at me to turn around, incredibly rude.
The fact that that video didn't start until, apparently the officer at that moment was checking my tags and initiating the process for, I have no idea, that's cause for concern as we move forward.
The issue with the point being made here is that it doesn't exactly matter if the officer did scream at him to turn around. Of course, that shouldn't include a reprimand, and it's unclear why the body cam wasn't running during that point, so there is a problem surrounding it. But when it comes to the crime that the mayor actually committed, he's using the fact that there are some issues with the process to try to take attention away from the fact that he did, in fact, do something wrong. The organizer of the event claims that Whipple used his political influence to cut in line at the cleanup, and was doing so in order to dump trash from his rental property. He wasn't even trying to get rid of his own trash. He was trying to offload the costs of renting out his second home.
There's no cones, nothing, and then the officer engaged with me, was very upset about it. Overall, the read was that there was a line, I didn't notice that.
What I saw on the video and what I've heard from other sources who were there at the time, basically their hang up is that they believe that you were trying to cut in line because it was like a mile-long line because a lot of people were trying to go there. So that's just why I'm asking these questions, just for further clarification.
Right, but again, the guy left his body cam going so he can go around and people who didn't know they were on camera, so he could say, well, poor me, the mayor's reported me for being mean, and to get video evidence that backs up his story.
It's incredible how this man just completely avoids answering the question just posed to him. Rather than actually commenting on how people believed he was cutting in line, he instead made the conversation about the officer using his body cam, where apparently leaving it running was an issue? Whereas before, he was commenting on the fact that he hadn't started the camera in time. The mayor doesn't seem to have a consistent story, which makes sense, because he was the one in the wrong.
He didn't do anything to diffuse the situation. He just looked at you, and I know that you told him like 2 or 3 times, and you were starting to get a little bit
stern.
I understand that, yeah, and you kept telling him turn around and go back the other way. And it's just like, I got and you know how this is.
Yes, sir.
My opinion was like, he just kind of like, don't you know who I am?
Even a witness at the event who was there legally says that the mayor took a holier-than-thou attitude and tried to bring up his positions to get away with what he was doing. No matter what you believe about the police, it's doubtful that a normal citizen would lie like this for no reason.
Hello, sir. Officer Vogt with the Wichita Police Department. How are you, sir?
Officer Spotley.
Yes, sir.
I assume the mayor's trying to get you an event.
Yes, sir.
And you're with the mayor right now.
Yes, sir.
Can you let him pass?
Yeah, I'll go to the back of the line.
I cannot, unfortunately.
Even the city manager is trying to convince this officer to just let the mayor go, which is quite unfortunate. It just shows how deep the corruption runs, especially in small-town governments like this one. There was no arrest made and no charges filed against the mayor for this, as it would be difficult to determine what the charges would be. There are also, of course, questions as to why the body cam was off during the initial half of the involvement. Either way, things like this need to be handled better by local governments, and mayors need to stop getting special treatment from officers.
You want to just stand back over there?
What are you guys doing?
Just stand back over there.
What are you guys doing?
We're stopping cars.
For what?
I don't know why we're stopping him, but he was the one that I just got here, okay?
You guys are emptying his car out on the road.
Okay.
What the hell are you guys up to?
Just go stand back over there.
Don't you guys have something better to do, like patrol
go stand back over there.
This man is Fred Heidmann. the mayor of Nisswa, Minnesota. To make it very clear, he is not the one that was pulled over here. Instead, he is incredibly angry because a complete stranger to him was just pulled over on the highway. He also asks if the police have anything better to do and gives the quite poignant example of patrolling the streets, as if that is not what the officer is currently doing.
You know what?
This isn't safe for you.
I'm the mayor of this town, and you guys get the hell off the highway out here.
Talk to our TZD coordinator if you don't like what we're doing. This is what we're doing tonight, okay?
You guys.
All right.
Just go
stand back over there. Go stand back over there.
Go do your jobs. You're not drug people. You're not even qualified to be pulling people over for this shit.
The mayor pretty quickly starts shouting expletives at these officers, who kindly asked him to stand out of the road so he wasn't in any danger. He then claims that the officers have no right to be pulling people over, which it is explicitly their right to do so. Evidently, the reason that he became so angry is because they pulled the person over right in front of his business, which he believed would cost him customers if anybody wanted to come in. That, obviously, is no excuse to act this way.
Okay, well, you didn't even know that, so go stand back over there. You can videotape all you want. Just go stand back over where it's safe, okay? You're not in a safe area. I've almost got...
Oh, don't tell me. I know what the I'm doing.
And now your dog's loose.
Yeah, well, if you guys wouldn't be pulling people over, I wouldn't be out here.
That must not have been a very sturdy leash if the dog was able to escape it that easily. It's very dangerous for a dog to be free roaming a highway like this, and it's irresponsible of the mayor to let him get free like that. This is yet another example of the man being irresponsible.
Disgrace. You think up in this area we'd have some decent cops. You're as bad as the dinks down in Minneapolis.
All right, whatever you say.
Oh, shut the up.
This was the end of the first altercation with Heidmann, and unfortunately there isn't footage of when he came back. That's right, he left, drove back over to the cops, and started berating them once again, according to the officers. That was when they handcuffed him and cited him for 2 misdemeanors: obstruction of the legal process and disorderly conduct. The obstruction of the legal process citation was dismissed in December of 2020, but the other charge stuck with him. It took about 2.5 years, until May 12th of 2023, for a judge to order Heidmann to pay a $285 fine after being found guilty of petty misdemeanor disorderly conduct in the Crow Wing County District Court. There hasn't been any apology given by the former mayor, meaning he likely has no remorse for what he did. It's always nice when corrupt people get the punishment they deserve.